On our morning show today from WRCO, we have royalty in the studio today. The 77th Alice in Dairyland. Halei Heinzel is here today. Good morning to you, Halei.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Well, great to have you back.
Always.
We first had you on. You had just begun your reign as Alice.
Yes, it's been almost 6 months. I started back in July. That was the last time I've been here.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah. And so you're almost halfway through your reign.
Yes, just about. It's been so fast, but absolutely the opportunity of a lifetime.
Awesome. So you've learned about some things, probably been to some places in Wisconsin you'd never been, right?
I have been all over the place, from La Crosse to Green Bay to Rhinelander to Door County. I've explored so many nooks and crannies of Wisconsin I've never been to before.
So you were up in La Crosse this morning, had an early alarm clock, I believe.
Yep, I was on the news by 6 o'clock this morning, so quite the early day, but it's just all in a day's work as Alice in Dairyland.
So you had TV early this morning, right?
Yep, I did have some TV this morning.
Radio's a little different. You don't have to worry about, your looks or your hair or anything, although you look great. But
Thank you, I appreciate it.
So we welcome you to WRCO. The holidays coming up right around the corner here. And let's talk about some of the reasons you're here. The holiday season is underway, but we can kind of think about all of the seasons the whole year through, can't we?
Absolutely. I am featuring some products from the Something Special from Wisconsin program, meaning that 50% of their ingredients, production, or processing are done or completed in Wisconsin. I am really excited to be featuring some that you may think of using more for the warmer weather. It's for our holiday gifts for our friends who maybe are dreaming of summer already. My first product is Jay's Barbecue from Ripon, Wisconsin. The two flavors I am featuring this month is a surprisingly sweet and savory cranberry jalapeno chutney and their incredibly versatile Kentucky White, a mustard and mayo-based sauce with hints of garlic, horseradish, and lemon. So even if you're not into barbecue sauce, they still have tons of different options. They were established in 2014, and they are a woman-owned and operated company inspired by and named after Susan's son, Jaden, who suffered a stroke at birth, resulting in the development of cerebral palsy and epilepsy. The Jay's Barbecue defines family, community, and service. With honor, they cater 19 Wisconsin armories and offer something special from Wisconsin products across the nation.
That's interesting, yeah, and that's an interesting flavor combination, too. Throwing in Wisconsin cranberries, which I know are a huge crop in Wisconsin. Right?
Absolutely. I've found a lot of stuff with that sweet and spicy combination is really, really good. I just tried for Thanksgiving a cranberry jalapeno cheddar butter compound. And you throw that on mashed potatoes, it was actually really, really good. So cranberries work really well with spicy and with cheese.
Wow, you're kidding me. On mashed potatoes?
Mashed potatoes, yep. Absolutely.
What did you call it? A compound?
Yes, a butter compound, meaning that you're mixing cheese or herbs or fruits or spices in with the butter, and then you can put it on bread, potatoes, vegetables, steaks. There's so many options.
Wow, indeed. Thanksgiving is a big eating holiday, that's for sure.
Absolutely.
Lots of stuff. A lot of cranberries served here across the state, that's for sure. And some other things you want to talk about. I know you want to talk about your fine feathered friends and your four-legged friends?
Yes, if you have any furry friends, of course, lots of people will buy treats and things for their dogs, but this is more for our dog-owning friends. You'll love Talk Dog to Me. The brand was created to educate the public about puppy mills and how to create legislation to end cruelty to animals in Wisconsin. They have a large range of apparel for people and pups to help keep you both stylish no matter the season. They've got some great hats, t-shirts. I actually got a little shirt for my dog to wear. So it's lots and lots of fun company to work with.
That's awesome. What kind of dog do you have?
She is a mini Australian Labradoodle. Her name is Pippa.
Oh, my goodness. So she's going to be styling then, right?
Oh, yes. If you check out the Alice in Dairyland Facebook and Instagram pages, there should be a video dropping pretty soon of her and I in our matching outfits together for the holiday season.
Who doesn't like a dog dressed up?
Absolutely.
That's quality stuff right there. We can do some gardening in the winter time indoors, can't we?
Absolutely. For those who enjoy gardening in the summer, in your flower beds, or in the wintertime in pots inside, woolets are a great sustainable option for maintaining a healthy, beautiful garden or potted plant. The wool pellets made from 100% renewable wool are an amazing all-natural soil amendment and slow-release fertilizer meant to replace peat moss and petroleum-based hydrogels in your soil. Woolits hold 30 times their weight in water, slowly releasing it into your soil along with naturally occurring fertilizers and micronutrients. They break down over the course of a year, aerating your soil as they decompose and become one with the earth. So I really love using them for my indoor plants because I'm not home so much. And so it's great for me to just throw them in there, and then I don't have to water my plants nearly as often.
I never thought of that. Where can you get those at?
So you can find those online at the somethingspecialwi.com website. There's a full catalog of all their products. You can head to their website and order them online.
Okay. Much better to do that than to try and create something of your own then, right?
Yes, they come like pre-packaged in a brown bag, and it's all like a little pellet, and it's easy. You just sprinkle it right on your plants, mix it up into the soil. It's perfect.
And then it holds the water and then kind of slowly releases it.
Slowly releases it,
Wow.
yep. And it's a fertilizer too, so it's feeding your plants at the same time. And it's a great way to use some of those fiber products in Wisconsin as well.
Okay. Let's talk about snack trays. It's a great time of year for those.
Absolutely. No garden party or holiday party is complete without a snack tray. I have 2 cheeses that I'm featuring from Carr Valley Cheese Company. Carr Valley Cheese is a 4th-generation family-owned company nestled in the hills of the Driftless region in southwestern Wisconsin. They make cheese the old-fashioned way in small, open vats and are known as the world's top award-winning cheese company. The 2 cheeses I'm showcasing are Master Cheesemaker certified cheeses, showcasing the tradition and flavors crafted by Carr Valley for generations.
Interesting. Good stuff. What's your favorite cheese?
Oh, Wisconsin cheese.
Well,
of
Wisconsin
course,
cheese.
Of course.
But what about flavor?
I'm a big fan of Parmesan, personally. I think it's a great snacking cheese, but you can't go wrong with mozzarella. Wisconsin produces quite a bit of mozzarella cheese. 2/3 of our cheese production goes into mozzarella because we love to eat pizza.
All right. Exactly. A lot of it goes that way, too. But a lot of people will be making the boards, chopping up some fruits and vegetables and some meats and cheeses. And
Yep. As long as you're selecting Proudly Wisconsin cheese or Proudly Wisconsin dairy, you cannot go wrong on your cheese board. And for a great fun addition, my last product is Just Fudge. You may not think of adding chocolate to your cheese boards, but it makes for a great addition. It's also just a great dessert all on its own. Just Fudge is a family-run business making delightful fudge. They have many varieties from traditional flavors like chocolate peanut butter, white chocolate maple walnut, and dark chocolate raspberry to seasonal flavors like chocolate chai, white chocolate blueberry lemon lavender, and dark chocolate cranberry orange. Each batch is made by hand, including crushing cookies, chopping fruit, toasting nuts, and piping into cups. They sell them in a variety of sizes from 4-ounce cups, 2.5-ounce cups, trio bags, sampler packs, trays, and if you're a big fudge fan, you can even buy it by the pan.
which is your favorite, Haley?
I really am a classic chocolate fudge person. I love it also in ice cream, like a chocolate fudge ripple to die for.
Ooh, that is good stuff. Yeah, and a lot of people like dark chocolate, too.
Yes, I am not a huge dark chocolate fan normally, but I've been making my own hot chocolate at home and using dark chocolate for that with some heavy whipping cream. Absolutely delicious.
Good stuff. Do you have those recipes available online? Some of those things that you make?
A lot of those recipes that I use are right from wisconsincheese.com. That's like my big resource. I also, coming up closer to the holidays, will be featuring lots and lots of dairy and cheese recipes in the 12 Days of Dairy video series that I just recorded. So watch out for those. Those will start, I believe, on December 12th, all the way up through Christmas Eve.
If you're going to make a good cup of hot cocoa, though, it just can't be the mix in hot water.
No, absolutely not. And that is one of the videos I made was a great hot chocolate recipe using whole milk, heavy cream, cocoa powder, some dark chocolate, and it's topped with a mascarpone whipped cream, homemade with Wisconsin cheese.
Oh, and some chocolate chips maybe sprinkled on top?
Oh, yeah, or chocolate shavings.
Chocolate shavings,
too. Yeah.
Good stuff. Nothing like a nice steaming cup of hot cocoa, especially in some of the weather we've had recently.
Absolutely. I've been waking up, there's been snow on the ground. It's just a little bit, but I know it's going to get to be quite a bit more as we head into the holiday season.
Right. And you've had more now. I know you're living in Madison now, but you've had a little bit more in that area than we have, I think.
Yeah, definitely. And as I've been traveling a lot, too, I've been up near Rhinelander and Green Bay, where it's a lot more north. I've been seeing some more snow already, too.
Boo! Oh, well, but it comes with the territory, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if anybody's interested in some of the products that we've talked about here this morning, what's the best way to maybe maybe look those up.
So all these products are part of the Something Special from Wisconsin program, and they can be identified in stores by looking for the red and yellow Something Special from Wisconsin logo. I love looking for new Something Special products every time I'm in the grocery store, or you can find them online at somethingspecialwi.com. The best part of this program is that at least 50% of each product's ingredients, production, or processing come from or complete in Wisconsin. Shopping for local products this holiday season is a great way to support small businesses and farmers in our local communities, and the Something Special from Wisconsin program is the perfect place to find unique Wisconsin gifts.
It's important to support those local businesses.
Absolutely. It helps keep that money right in the pockets of local Wisconsinites.
As you make your rounds, I know you see a lot of small towns and businesses trying to make a go of it there. So.
Absolutely. I stop in at every local cheese store I see as long as I've got time on the road.
So, do you get a stipend then? Or does this come out of your pocket?
I wish I had a cheese stipend, but no, it does not.
Well, let's talk a little bit about your reign so far. What was the big motivation? Why did you want to be Alice in the first place?
I really love getting to share all about how wonderful Wisconsin agriculture is, and it's especially important to me as somebody who wasn't raised on a Wisconsin farm that anyone can be involved or passionate about Wisconsin's agriculture industry. I really felt that connection at the Wisconsin State Fair, where I got to meet over 1 million fairgoers this year, talking all about our state's various agriculture industries and products and helping them really connect firsthand with our livestock producers.
And what is the biggest thing you maybe had to learn, coming from a not farm background?
I learned something new every single time I step onto a farm. Even though my background is primarily in dairy, I've been active in the dairy industry since I was 16 years old. I still learn something from every new farmer I talk to, and they are all so passionate and eager to share, and it really is an honor to be able to take what I'm learning and turn around and share it to such a broader audience.
Because it's not just a dairy farmer anymore. Farmers are so diverse in what they raise, aren't they?
Absolutely. From cattle to swine, corn, cranberries, Christmas trees, and everything in between. There is so much to love about the diversity of Wisconsin agriculture.
So speaking of which, I know that the next Alice pageant is going to be right here in our WRCO backyard, isn't it?
Absolutely. They are hosting the Alice in Dairyland finals to search for the 78th Alice in Dairyland in May of this year in Crawford County. So that's going to be May 15th to the 17th of 2025 in Prairie du Chien. Applications for the 78th Alice in Dairyland open on January 2nd. And if you are out there, you're listening, and you're thinking you want to be Alice, you just have to be over 21 years of age, have 3 years of experience in communications or education or agriculture, and a passion for what you do. We'd love to hear from you. You can find those applications online at the Alice in Dairyland website on aliceinDairyland.com.
It would be interesting, and you may know where some of the Alices have wound up, what careers they've gone on to do after their reign.
Many, many, many. I would say probably a majority of the Alices end up working somehow in the agriculture industry. A lot of them definitely work in communications. Some of them go back to the farm. Others work in education. But all of them are incredibly successful advocates for agriculture.
And where would you like to be in your next step?
I'm not quite so sure yet, but now with only 6 months of my term remaining, I am definitely starting to look at what's next. I really do love radio, and I've thought about podcasting. I also am really interested in social media marketing and managing something like that for an agriculture company, but I'm just waiting for the next best opportunity to come walking through my door.
Well, there are so many more opportunities in that field than there used to be with podcasts so popular and everything else. You've got a lot of avenues you could go to, don't you?
Absolutely. It's definitely something I could do as a hobby until it's something I can make into a career. And one day, my big dream is to become a first-generation farmer, but that's probably a few years down the line yet.
Down the road. So what will you raise on your farm?
Well, I would love to do dairy, but that is notoriously a difficult industry to break into. But I do have 2 dairy cows at home, and so probably beef, but I also love chickens. I wouldn't be opposed to hogs. It just kind of depends on whatever I end up doing.
2 dairy cows?
2, yes.
Uh-huh.
And that's a a pretty recent addition. I had one, and then Wednesday, 2 weeks ago, she decided to have her calf. And so I have my very first bred and owned heifer at home as well. They live in a farm in Lake Mills.
Oh, that's exciting. So, very good. And we want to talk about some of the things that you've had a chance to do, Haley, during your reign. You got to visit Lambeau Field. What was that like?
I was just there yesterday. I was stopping through. I had some radio in the morning, and I had a few hours to kill. And so I decided to stop by Lambeau Field. I've been once before, but it was for something through school, so I didn't really get to enjoy the experience. So I got to walk through the Hall of Fame Museum, and it was really, really interesting to learn more about the history of the Packers and also the ties that the Green Bay Packers have to the agriculture industry. Many people know that the Packers are named for the meatpacking industry in Green Bay, but they might not know some of the other ties that they have to the industry. It takes about 35,000 cow hides for the NFL to create all of the footballs they need every year.
Wow.
They make 700,000 footballs from those 35,000 cow hides. And if the Packers make it to the Super Bowl this year, they'll use almost 3,000 of those footballs throughout the season. And another thing I learned while I was at the museum is that during one of the Super Bowls, Vince Lombardi actually gifted the wives of each of the Packer players a mink stole when they won. That was the 1961 Super Bowl. So, yeah, great support of Wisconsin's mink industry. Absolutely.
That's incredible. So somebody like Allison Dairyland, did you get like the VIP tour? I mean, did you go get to places where the rest of us can't go or not?
I took the same tour as everybody else. So if you want to see what I saw, you can head right up to Lambeau Field. They've got that great museum there. I think it was like $15 to get in. But it's great to really learn more about the history of such an important industry in our state and how it connects back to Wisconsin agriculture. I like to say, no matter where you look, agriculture is everywhere, even in the sports we love.
And it's an exciting time to be Allison Dairyland. During your reign, the NFL draft for the first time ever will be in Green Bay.
Yes, it is really, really exciting. That's going to bring hundreds of thousands of people in person to Wisconsin. That's going to be great for our tourism industry. There'll also be millions of people tuning in across the nation and across the world, which is a really exciting spotlight on Wisconsin. The draft has also done a great job of partnering with Wisconsin agriculture this fall. They worked with Wisconsin Agritourism to feature a couple different agritourism destinations. They had football-themed corn mazes. So they've been very cognizant of how important Wisconsin agriculture is, not only to Wisconsin, but also to football.
You talk about what a benefit it's going to be for the state, and some people may not even realize, but the number of people coming to the state next spring, that's really going to generate a lot of tourism dollars, isn't it?
Absolutely, and hopefully people will be stopping in at those local Wisconsin cheese shops and buying a lot of Wisconsin cheese.
I bet they will. They'll be smuggling a lot of cheese back across the state lines.
Yes, cheese and spotted cow.
Yeah, that's right. That's true. And then you might have a chance to be involved in some way in the draft. Would you be able to announce with the 77th pick overall? Are you going to get a chance to do that?
That would be incredible, wouldn't it? We're really, really hoping. I'm not sure yet, but I will be excited to announce that if that opportunity arises.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, thrill of a lifetime there.
Yes.
You were recently involved in a Christmas tree cutting as well, weren't you?
Yes, I was able to cut down the first official Wisconsin Christmas tree, and that was kicking off the holiday season for our state, and that was down in Crawford County on Opright Acres Tree Farm in Gaze Mills. So they have Christmas tree cutting available there through the holiday season if you're interested, but it was a really great way to showcase one of the specialty crops we have in Wisconsin. Wisconsin's actually 5th in the nation for Christmas tree production. It's a great way to get out with your family, support local farmers, and have a beautiful real tree in your living room.
There's nothing like a real tree, right?
Absolutely. I just love the smell of the real trees, and you can't get that from a plastic one out of the box.
No, you can't. I said that a long way, and then people will say, well, the mess, but I'll put up with the mess.
Yeah, I'll vacuum or sweep, or
absolutely.
It'll be fine.
keep watering it as much as you can.
Absolutely.
And hot water is the key as well.
Really?
Yep, hot
That's
water.
good to know.
Yep, and maybe a little 7-Up in there too.
Oh, Oh, yeah, the sugar to
Just
feed
a
the
little
tree
sugar.
a little bit. Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Absolutely. See, I'm giving you tips here, Haley. That's kind of scary, though. I know.
Even I can't know everything.
The next campaign for Alice in Dairyland is a big push for butter, isn't it?
Yes, everything's better with butter. Make it the best with Wisconsin butter. I'm excited to be featuring that the next couple weeks. Some of those compound butter recipes, and talking a little bit more about how important Wisconsin's dairy industry is. We just got some numbers back. The surveys have come back. Wisconsin agriculture, we went from a $104.8 billion agriculture industry. We are now up to $116.3 billion. And that means our dairy industry has also increased. We went from $45.6 to $52.8 billion for our dairy industry in our state. And butter consumption is at a 50-year high across the United States.
That's amazing. Why do you think the jump? What do you credit that to?
I just think that we have gotten so much better at marketing, and people really, really enjoy Wisconsin butter. The quality, the flavor, and it really does, like in our baked goods, in our cooking, it's unmatched in its potential.
Yeah, you can really tell a Christmas cookie that's been had real butter in it.
Absolutely. I completely agree.
Good stuff. And there's nothing like popcorn.
No, oh my gosh. Popcorn with a little bit of fresh butter on it. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that is awesome stuff. So that's coming up here down the road. Anything else down the road in terms of the Alice and some of the promotions you're going to be doing?
I'm just excited to get through the holiday season, and then all of a sudden it's going to be recruitment time for the 78th Alice. And that's going to get so busy. I'm very excited to be meeting those top 6 women that are going to be vying for that role and helping teach them all about how to be a great advocate for agriculture. All 6 women who go through that process, they get a marketing and communication certificate from the Department of Agriculture, Trade, and Consumer Protections that they can use on their resume. All of them will be great advocates for agriculture, but only one will become the 78th Alice in Dairyland.
And that takes a special person.
Absolutely. Yeah. But it can be anyone. It doesn't matter what your background is, even if you think it's maybe non-traditional or not what an Alice usually is. Doesn't mean that it's not possible.
What do you feel put you over the top in terms of the balloting by the judges?
What I learned from the 76th Alice in Dairyland Ashley Hagenow is just to be yourself. And that is the advice I give to anyone else looking to pursue this role. It's not about being what you think Alice should be. It's about sharing your own authentic story in agriculture and why you want to represent rural Wisconsinites. And I think that is really what pushed me to be into the 77th Alice in Dairyland. Is I had a really unique, authentic story to share, and it has been really, really great to connect with Wisconsin's producers and consumers.
Is there a typical day for Alice in Dairyland?
No day is typical for Alice in Dairyland. Every single one is a little bit different. Some days are full of media, others are full of classrooms, and some are events or tours. I'm always doing something different and new, but no matter what, I'm always having the best day every day, and it only gets better.
Because I was going to say, today was a little different. You started early at TV and radio, and you're on for meetings.
Yep, I've got some meetings with Wisconsin Potato, and then I'm kind of done a little bit early today, which is nice. Other days I start early and I'm going all the way till 10 o'clock at night. A lot of days are full of long traveling, but I love podcasts and audiobooks, and it goes by pretty quick. I stop at cheese stores, I stop at fun supper clubs throughout the state. You really get to learn and really get to know Wisconsin better than most people.
And you drive the Alice car.
Yep, I do drive Tassie. We'll have about 50,000 miles probably by the time my reign ends. And so she is my ever-present companion, and it's always fun because she's wrapped, so she's got corn all over her. It says Alice in Dairyland on the side. People definitely notice her when I'm coming down the highway. I get waves, I get honks, I give people whiplash occasionally. And so she's a great part of the role as well.
Yeah, you can't hide.
No, absolutely not.
Don't get a ticket with the Alice car. Right?
I have not yet.
Okay, knock on wood.
Yeah.
Because I remember having Ashley in the studio last year, and we talked about that. But a lot of miles across the state in that car. It's incredible.
Definitely, yeah. Tassie and I actually went to Iowa a couple weeks ago, too, so we even made it outside of Wisconsin. I got stopped at a Quick Trip in Iowa. Somebody came up, and if you didn't know, Iowa's the #1 producer of corn in the United States. So they get very excited when they see corn imagery. And then he was so excited to see a car with corn on it, and then was really upset to see that the plates were not Iowa plates. I had to tell him we do produce a lot of corn in Wisconsin as well.
In my experience, Iowa people are pretty nice too.
Yes, they are very, very nice.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, anything else you'd like to add this morning?
Just to keep an eye out on that Alice in Dairyland pages, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Alice in Dairyland, or heading to AliceInDairyland.com if you have an event or a classroom you'd like me to visit. And just stay tuned there for updates for the Alice in Dairyland finals and anything else I'm up to throughout the state of Wisconsin.
So a lot of school visits here coming up this year too?
Yes, I've been in lots of classrooms. I spend a majority of my time with Wisconsin's 4th graders, but I'll do anything from kindergarten all the way through high school and even retirement homes as well.
Why do they pick 4th graders for the most part then?
I think that's when kids are just starting to get old enough to realize they know how to ask questions. And it really works well with their curriculum. Our program is Expedition Agriculture. We take them on a virtual tour of Wisconsin and looking at all of our diverse specialty crops we have. And we also talk about their geography and the economy. So it fits really well into their social studies units.
Great. Well, it's good to see you again.
It's great to see you too.
Come back and see us again real soon when you're going by this way.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
You bet. Halei Heinzel joining us at WRCO, the 77th Alice in Dairyland on today's morning show.